are live. Look at that.
Your
The
Seattle
champion.
Seahawks are Super Bowl 60 champions. Welcome to the show. Let's go.
What an entrance. I didn't know that was coming, for the record. We're on the air. No idea that was coming. Well, congratulations. In bigger news, I won the yearly pick'em by pretty wide margin.
I have a statement to make about that, and I'll make it now. Fine, I'll get it out of the way. Beau caught me last week. I'd been doing it for weeks. I'd been reverse jinxing the Seahawks, and I'm sorry, Beau. A reverse jinx doesn't work when you say, "Oh, I'm reverse jinxing them," and it worked for 10 weeks. We did not lose a game.
That's right. That is technically true. That is technically true because many times.
Who knows if I would have been able to have a better stretch if I wasn't screwing myself with Seahawks, always picking against the Seahawks to cover when they had one of the highest point differentials in NFL history. Yeah, I might have hurt myself there, but it doesn't matter. I'll take the Lombardi over the pick'em every time. Although the pick'em is pretty big deal. I won't lie.
Just like Mike McDonald.
Yes, sir.
At least for him. For us, the pick'em is absolutely the. I'm just playing.
It's up there. I won't lie.
It is up there, and I'm glad I've pulled back ahead. You beat me last year. I beat you the year before, so I'm back to up 2-1 for high school. What the hell am I talking about? NFL pick'em. There we go.
High school pick'em.
And I think we're tied 1.
Archbishop Murphy.
Archbishop Murphy. Let's go. Folsom, California.
No, Murphy. Bishop Sycamore. That's what I meant.
Bishop Sycamore. Whoops. There you go. I'll always bet on Bishop Sycamore. Half that team is 21 years old, so you always bet on Bishop Sycamore. My hair is getting all over the place. But yes, this is our first pod since the legendary Super Bowl 60, which we'll talk about the game itself plenty on this pod. But
it's going to be the only thing we're talking about on this pod for the best part.
Of course, I want to give the floor to Mr. Jokinen because he got to celebrate. He got to experience it all. He did not get to go to the parade, unfortunately. Sad to report.
Yes, I did not get to go to the parade. Woke up bright and early, showered, got all my gear on, long johns. I was ready, although supposedly the weather was great.
I was gonna say, it didn't look cold on the broadcast of it.
I had the shirt over the Leonard Williams jersey. Wore it every game. It was great luck.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get out of the shower, I felt like I was being stabbed in the stomach. And your boy was watching the game or the parade and the program in the bathroom, not even on TV. It was live streamed on YouTube though. But these things happen, right? It's unfortunate. It's too bad, but at least I've gone to one, right? If I didn't go to the one in 2014, that would have stunk.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you ask anyone who was at that parade, the one thing that most people remember is how absolutely freezing cold it was. and it looks like people were treated to much nicer weather this year, so that's good.
Yeah, I'll say for as much of a cold front as the country went through a few weeks ago, I'll say, I mean, not that we really did in Arizona. In Arizona, it's quite nice. But it seems like it's kind of warmed up all over.
For the record, we didn't get that cold front, and it's like the last week has been absolutely stunning in Seattle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's been very nice.
77 and not a cloud in the sky.
That's nicer. That is much nicer. You got to speed
Arizona. You pay for it in July.
You do got to speed on that one. Yeah. But no, it's been sunny out, and it's staying lighter for longer. It's excellent. But note to self: don't try a sketchy new restaurant with your friends the night before a big event.
Did you make it to Raising Cane's? Sam Darnold serving
Raising Cane's? No, not yet. But it's not official.
Then you already missed the day that Sam Darnold was serving. Then
Well, it's not officially open. That's the thing.
Oh, no, I thought it was February.
Open for that limited stuff.
I thought it was Tuesday that Darnold was serving Raising Cane's.
He served there, right? But it's
Uh-huh.
not like there's only like a certain amount of people that they let in and stuff like that. So it's like if I wanted to go get Raising Cane's, like right now I couldn't.
Okay.
There's like a couple finishing touches they're putting on or just typing up or something. The official start date is like in a couple days. So I don't have to drive down to Vancouver for Raising Cane's anymore.
There you go. There you go. Who wants to do that?
Good.
That is important.
But okay, should I just go stream of consciousness here? Because I feel
yes,
like that's the direction.
By all means, my friend. That's what I figured the first part of this pod would be.
I feel like so. First off, first time on the podcast, one of our teams won the Super Bowl. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Who'd have thought when we started it too? When we first started, it was like Bengals window, and then obviously Daniel's with us for about a year, and the Lions were in the thick of their window. Who would have guessed the Seahawks are the one who win it first?
Well, what's kind of like, what I think a lot of Seahawks fans will share this sentiment. There was a while, especially in that late Pete era, late Russ era, where a Super Bowl did not feel attainable, and that we're just not at that level of team, how we play, how it's built, that a Super Bowl wasn't really a possibility for us. We just didn't have enough. We had too many holes everywhere to actually get to one. So it's very surreal that I think there is a big sense of surrealness for a lot of Seahawks fans that one, we made it, but two, we won it. Because we've said it many times in this podcast, and even my pretty like non-sports agnostic family members talk like this team is so much different than the Legion of Boom. Their personalities are so muted. It's like they are, because like that's definitely part of it, right? Because there was so much hype surrounding the Legion of Boom, so much hype that it was expected, and this was a very unexpected Super Bowl run. So I think that explains some of the weirdness some Seahawks fans feel, the unexpectedness, the weirdness of it all, But it is just a magical feeling to bring the Lombardi home again. Having our only Super Bowl win ever come from our most special team ever and probably ever will have. Although there's some things to say about this team, and I'll get into them. It felt like it would have to take something at that level again to win it. And, maybe we slept on this team a little bit. Maybe the rest of the NFL is a little down right now, but like it opened the door to a lot more possibilities of how to win a Super Bowl, I think. I mean, Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl. What? What world are we living in, man? Because I mean, I said in the offseason, I don't remember exactly how you felt about the Seahawks. I said I think we're a playoff team and have a chance to win the division. I never for once thought we could win a Super Bowl. I thought we'd probably make it to the divisional round. And I thought that was a little optimistic. I think, like, what would you say your thoughts were on the Seahawks coming into the season?
I honestly don't remember. I remember really liking their draft. I remember not thinking they were on the Rams level. I think I thought they'd be a playoff team, but I thought they'd be like a wild card, maybe win a playoff game depending on what team they get in the first round, and I thought that was probably their ceiling.
Yeah, that's about where I was too. So, I mean, the way Sam Darnold played, and he had his up.
Yeah, and I also didn't believe. I mean, it's not that I thought he was horrible, but I didn't believe that Sam Darnold was ever going to win a Super Bowl. Like, I thought he was going to be the bridge quarterback for the quarterback eventually
Jalen
that
Milroe
might win a Super Bowl in
someone
Seattle.
we eventually pick.
Yeah.
Or trade or whatever, I was, my opinion was Sam Darnold's not too different from Geno Smith. He's just a little younger and a little bit less expensive. That's kind of was my feelings on Sam Darnold. I thought Clint Kubiak would, the best, I think I said this on the podcast, the best thing about Clint Kubiak is he knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants, knows what he's going to do, and comes from a lineage of people running that system, right? It's like I've said many times, it's the wide zone, outside zone, true believers, that we brought in. So I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. We knew the defense would be great. Underrated, the special teams becoming one of the best special teams units of all time was totally unexpected. I wanted to fire Jay Harbaugh. I wanted Larry Izzo back. Oof, I was wrong about that one. Larry Izzo got fired, I think. Yeah, I mean, it still doesn't totally feel real how I felt about this team before the season. The biggest thing that I want to highlight about this team, especially now that the season's totally over, and I said it many times on the podcast, I just get a lot of joy out of watching this team. It's a team I love watching play. And it wasn't just from the play style, which I absolutely adore, but it was from how the team is with each other, how connected they are, because there is so much love in that locker room for each other. There is so much love. They loved playing for each other. They loved being with each other. You had defensive players and offensive players being super tight, doing stuff together in ways that you don't usually see. You definitely did not see during the LOB era. Those guys were territorial. Those guys, there were plenty of times where they hated each other. Mike Macdonald deserves a ton of credit. Like, I think this is the year that Mike Macdonald became a head coach and not a coordinator. Because the defense was excellent last year. Offense had a lot of struggles. Special teams had a lot of struggles. He was finding his way as a head coach still. So he brought in this offseason Stephen Hauschka, Seahawks legend, and who does like a lot of like sports psychology stuff now, and his buddy who's like big in that world of like leadership and building the culture in a locker room. And he's credited that a lot with the development of the players and himself and the team culture and the connectedness this season. You'll hear it everywhere from all the players, offense, defense, special teams, how much they love each other, how sad that they are that the season's over, that this team's never going to be together ever again. And I think that is really, really special. And that's something that I'm going to remember very fondly and probably going to miss as years go on. I think that was the special sauce of this team. No matter how much you want to say about Mike Macdonald's defense, Clint Kubiak's offense, John Schneider's player acquisition, no matter what you want to say, about that, about how Sam Darnold played, about JSN played, what I'm going to remember is how this team was with each other. I think that is what Mike Macdonald did the absolute best of this season, was building, he always says, togetherness. And I think he did an excellent job in that. And it's a team that I'm just so proud of, not just as a fan, as a Seattleite, but just, it's a joy to watch. And I'm gonna miss this team. I haven't even talked about the game at all.
Yeah, right.
I'm just still on cloud nine. Just because one thing I learned about the Super Bowl, and you learned it too after your Super Bowl, you don't know when the next one's going to come, so you better enjoy it when it's there and when it's over.
I know when the next one's going to come next year. It's the logo
that your team's in. Oh, yep. You're right. You're right. But you know what I mean, right? Because we thought we were going to be a dynasty. Right. That we'll be back soon after the Malcolm.
Sorry to cut you off, but I just realized my Alani is apparently, look at the colors. It's Super Bowl 61.
Oh, nice. Super Bowl 61 colors.
Super Bowl 61 Alani. Hell yeah. Continue.
What was I on?
You're saying you don't know when the next one's going to come.
You never know when the next one's going to come. Mm-hmm. We thought we were going to be a dynasty, and it got cut short. So you got to enjoy it when you're there. What was really cool, I don't know if you watched the 40-minute mic'd up Super Bowl stuff. It's a lot, but I watched it and I enjoyed everything.
I definitely did not.
But there's Cooper Kupp was talking about, don't enjoy it till it's double zeros, and then let's enjoy the hell out of it. When it was like 2 minutes left, it was after that Nwosu pick six.
Mm-hmm. I'm just happy Cooper Kupp finally won a legitimate Super Bowl.
Good for him. Sir. It was just, I'm gonna remember this team forever. It's just, I love the way they play. I love the way they are. great stand-up guys all over the team. A degree of professionalism that we've never really seen for in the Pete era, and not in a bad way or anything. Just the way they act and the way they celebrate in the Super Bowl parade. Just incredible. They really love each other. I've ordered one of those Ernest Jones shirts of the Sam Darnold with the cigarette with the middle finger. Did you see those, Beau?
I did see those. Yes.
Get yourself someone who loves you as much as most NFL players whose quarterback is Sam Darnold love him.
Right. Shoot, even the Jets players after he left them, they never had anything bad to say about him.
People just love Sam Darnold. Brock Purdy loves Sam Darnold. George Kittle loves Sam Darnold. Like, you hear, like, all the players who don't like the Seahawks were like, oh, but I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. Everyone just loves Sam Darnold for some reason, man. It's very funny.
Vikings fans love Sam Darnold. Vikings
and
players
the players,
love Sam
too,
Darnold. Though. Yeah. Justin Jefferson misses Sam
Jonathan
Darnold.
Grenard was tweeting after the NFC title, pissed.
I don't know if JJ McCarthy likes Sam Darnold because the expectation that Darnold established.
Oh, wait, no, they did.
Yeah, they did. They're on the same team last year. Maybe they never met. Maybe JJ was 9 the whole time, so they never met.
Nice. Yeah, he met 9.
He met 9. That JJ McCarthy guy's freaking weird. He's just standing in the corner like mean mugging the whole time. Like, what's up with that? Does he have rabies or something? Meanwhile, Darnold's over here just like normal as hell.
Yeah, everyone just loves Sam Darnold, man. Like how Sam Darnold, and it's easy to see why. It's like with how Sam Darnold was talking about Jets fans at Raising Cane's the other day. Yeah. Everyone loves Sam Darnold, man. After just being relentless, and he, I have so much respect for the way that Darnold acts after how brutal everyone was to him for years. To really take it in stride, to not care, deserves a lot of respect. I don't know if you saw that one of him talking about the mono meme the other day. It was pretty funny. It was like he was like talking about he actually thought the mono out indefinitely mononucleosis meme was really funny.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Like, I feel like if a meme like that got made, even if I was the butt of the joke, I think it's hilarious because it just is.
He was like,
so it's good to hear he thinks the same.
He was like, I was sick and felt like I was dying with mono, and as soon as the notification came on the screen, everyone's hitting me up thinking it's the funniest thing ever.
Hey, it's one of those things in the moment you're like, come on, and then you look at it like a year later and you're like, okay, that was actually really funny.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks aren't here without Sam Darnold. He had some ups and downs throughout the season. He started off just slinging it all over. First Rams games happens as a rough game. In the couple of games before that, he had some turnover issues too.
Mm-hmm.
But people have not talked about this as much. Sam Darnold did not have a single turnover in the postseason, and other than the Rams game near the end of the season, he played incredibly clean football. The offense decided that, hey, our defense is excellent. We're going to just play turnover-free football and win the game like this. And they did, and it worked. People have not talked about that enough.
That it did.
Okay. Enough of the preamble. Let's talk about Super Bowl 60.
The game itself.
I told you. I felt confident. I felt very confident.
I mean, look at that. You should have felt confident.
Ooh, I love that. Okay. I'm going to give a whole, not just 60 minutes. We're talking about all the stuff around it. Pre-game, Kyle Shanahan, humiliation ritual. How do you do Seahawks? I don't know. I haven't scored a touchdown against them in 2 games. Although, respect where it's due, Kyle Shanahan actually was really good on that. On the
broadcast.
On the broadcast, he was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
National anthem. at first I was like, oh God, because he started the national anthem with like a oh,
Mm-hmm.
and me and all my friends were all like groaned. It's like, oh, it's gonna be like this. But it was an excellent national anthem. It was really good. After
Yep.
that part, he Charlie Puth really killed it. Flyover, A+. Very, very good. Good shot of Mike McDonald too. But no, I was waiting for see you again. Was Vin Diesel gonna come out there? Were they
Yeah,
gonna have
right.
a hologram of Paul Walker?
Oh yeah,
Family.
hologram Paul Walker with Vin Diesel. Oh yeah,
Family. But excellent, great flyover. Just very epic, cool orchestra that they had going on. No need for America the Beautiful before the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Let's get on with it. Come on. Although she is from Ravensdale, which I went to many times on the campaign. That's the only big thing about Ravensdale. Brandy Carlisle's from there. City in Washington, or city, village in Washington, basically. About 45 minutes from Seattle, back roads. Anything? Oh, okay. Chris Pratt actually did a pretty good job introducing the Seahawks. I just don't like having a goofball introduce them. I like Chris Pratt. He's a good actor. Funny movies and did good in Marvel, but it's like, I always want a little more serious.
If you want to seem serious, watch him. Well, he's not serious per se, but he's more of like he leans into the in the Jurassic World movies.
I know, but he's known as a goofball, though, right?
I think Parks and Rec and Marvel has certainly
his two biggest roles.
Reputation. Yeah, but I'd argue at this point Jurassic World's probably surpassed Parks and Rec as far as what people know him from.
No,
I think so, man.
Just like, no. Here's why: you like Jurassic World. That's why.
Well, okay. If you look at the box office numbers, technically Jurassic World's bigger than any of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Well, but Infinity War.
Oh, okay, true. Yeah, okay. When you throw in Infinity War and Endgame, okay, fair. That's true. All right, okay, all right. I'll give it to you.
But he's known as a goofball, though.
He is known as a goofball. That is true.
That's the point I was making.
Yes.
Although Patriots don't have much better with John Bon Jovi.
I'm like, they should have leaned into the whole, especially with the new Avengers movie coming out this year. They should have leaned into the Marvel thing and had Chris Evans do the
that would be
New England
cool.
run out. But
I don't know.
I guess I'm the only one who thinks of these things.
Yeah. That whole we could have done without that for both sides.
I remember when the Bengals were in the Super Bowl, they had The Rock do it for both teams.
That's right, because it was in L.A.
Yeah.
That was just that could have done. Just have the teams run out on their own. I remember they did a video version of Kurt Russell introducing both teams in '48, and it was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shout out Chris Russ. He's Star-Lord's dad.
That's true. He is, yeah.
But here's the juicier part of it, though. They both had the knockoff versions of their stadium ritual before the game. They brought a tiny little pole and had Steve Largent.
I saw that.
Raise the 12-man flag. Very cool that they got Steve Largent to do it, but man, that was a wimpy pole. It was a very wimpy pole. And then they brought out Malcolm Butler. And kind of, I can understand doing that, but we brought out Steve Largent, who is a legend for us. You could I get that Malcolm Butler sealed that, but I think you could have done better than that. It was a little. It just kind of showed me the organization that the Patriots are.
On one hand, okay, so I've got two minds about that. On one hand, yes, you absolutely. I mean, with all the Hall of Famers that have come through, I mean, Gronk was in attendance, Brady was in attendance. Those guys were there. You absolutely could have gone someone bigger. And arguably someone who played, other than on that one play, a bigger role in the Super Bowl that the Seahawks won. On the other hand, for years at this point, when the Bengals do game captains, they usually pick someone who's got a tie to either like the city or the team that they're playing against. So
that makes sense because they're a player on the freaking team.
well, and the reason I mentioned that is it's not uncommon for teams to personalize.
That's not the point. That's not the point I'm making, though. That's that.
I think I when I saw that, I was like, I thought that was a respectable troll job. Honestly, I thought it was good.
It was more of an eye roll to me. It's like, okay, you're still on that. You couldn't have brought out anyone cooler. But here's the other.
I mean, I
flip
think
side
the thing
to it.
is they could have. Brady was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. I found it a bit disrespectful personally. But what I did like about it, I thought of this right when it happened. Good, he's going to be there to see what we're going to do to the Patriots. And he was. He saw the ass kicking that we brought to them. So I'm happy about how that whole thing worked out. But it just shows the class level of that organization.
I don't think it was classless. I think it was, calling back. I think it's always a good nostalgia trip.
They meant to rub it in us, and I don't know. I just don't think that was the spot for it personally.
I do,
but besides the point.
Hey, I will say, and maybe if I was the Patriots, say if I was Robert Kraft and we were playing the Seahawks, and I had to choose a player to ring the bell prior to the Super Bowl, I'm 1,000% picking Malcolm Butler. 1,000%. I think it was the perfect pick, and we'll just have to agree disagree on that one. I think it was the perfect pick.
But he was there to see the ass kick because the other thing he's famous for is getting fucking benched. I mean, just
true.
An
mostly for off the field stuff, but yes,
absolutely abysmal, shady 2 weeks of Patriots garbage. Robert Kraft leaking that the Seahawks are being sold.
Was that Kraft that leaked that? I didn't know.
Yes. The meltdown about him not getting picked, both him and Belichick not being first ballot Hall of Famers. Just so much crap that came out. I'm happy that what happened to them. Okay, game time. Get the ball first. First drive, really solid drive. First play of the game. After the kickoff, they were too scared to kick it to Rashid. Don't blame them. First play of the game, 10-yard run, first down, Ken Walker. You know what? The mic picked up on what's his name? The Patriots defensive tackle, not Bardmore. You know who I'm talking about?
Milton Williams.
Milton Williams. You know what audio picked up?
What's that?
Gray Zabel pancaked Milton Williams. Milton Williams got back up to chirp. Gray Zabel says, "I'm ready to die today." That's the kind of offensive tackle you love having right there, or offensive guard you love having.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it on the mic that the Seahawks were ready for this way more than the Patriots were. That's what that whole Malcolm Butler stuff showed. They weren't taking this as seriously as the Seahawks were. First drive on defense after a field goal. Knocked his ass around. Punt. Get it back again. I think we punt. Can you get the whole score breakdown?
Mm-hmm.
Or drive breakdown? Is there a drive by drive? All plays. All plays.
Here we go.
Punted it back. Yeah. Oh, second drive was when we had that scramble drill. So here's what people on the ground were saying. Wind was a big issue on both sides. That's why Darnold had some misses. Supposedly wind was cutting pretty bad. Both quarterbacks had some misses. Supposedly the wind was cutting. By the way, on the first drive, Darnold had a tight window throw. Nailed it in there to Barner on the sideline with the Cooper Cup. Absolutely nailed it in there. People were like, "Oh, that should have been a pick six." It's like, no, it was a perfect window throw. People want to hate on Darnold for his game. Wasn't his best game. I'll freely admit that. But to act like he was a total passenger in this game, I think is not actually watching the game. I think he made some really good throws. Had some tough misses for sure, but he didn't turn the ball over. Was selfless and had some really good throws in there against pressure too.
I think two things can be true. I think he did have some nice moments, and he was also a bit of a passenger. Like when I think back on this game, I'm going to think about the Seahawks defense.
Oh yeah, and I'm not denying that, but like he wasn't a total passenger. Is what I'm saying. He wasn't a zero like some people are trying to say he was.
Yeah, that's fair. He was fine. He was perfectly average.
Yeah,
which is all he needed to be,
and that's okay. Because he did way too much his whole career before the Vikings. He had the composure to take what the defense is giving him, stand up in pressure, and not put the ball in harm's way. Okay. First sack of the game, Derek Hall chasing him down from behind, bringing his ass down. We probably blitzed more, blitzed at a higher average than what we did most of the year. Mike was dialing him up, and he was dialing up some of his favorites. Nail. So people, I don't know if you've heard the mic'd up version of the Uchenna Nwosu pick six.
No.
McDonald's screaming nail down the sideline, and people were like thinking like, oh, he put the nail in the coffin.
Nails,
you know,
yeah.
That's not what it is. His favorite blitz is nail. So I had to explain that to people. It's like, oh, that's not what it's cool. It works. That's awesome. That's not what he was saying. He was saying something else.
Right.
But man, was Witherspoon all game whenever they sent him was an absolute stud out there. 3-0 back and forth both ways for a little bit. But the Patriots' run game could do nothing for him. The defensive line came to frickin' play. And I'm sorry. You know one thing that annoyed me for 2 weeks in a row? Were Patriots fans saying absolute bums like Pop Williams or whatever his freaking name is, Pop
Douglas.
Pop Douglas and Kayshon Boutte and a washed-up Stephon Diggs were going to carve up the Seahawks defense. Oh my!
Yeah, that was never realistic. No, that's ridiculous.
Oh my God, Pop Douglas, really? And like that Austin Hooper and freaking whatever his freaking name is, that tight end who was with the Chargers forever. Both of them in the year of our Lord 2026 were legitimate receiving threats. Are you kidding me? Hunter Henry. Like, come on. That just, I was happy. I was very vindicated on that. The Patriots could barely get a first down until the fourth quarter. That's how dominant the Seahawks defense was. You know what was awesome, though? Was Riley Mills getting his first NFL sack in the Super Bowl.
He looked dominant on it, too. He went right through Jared Wilson.
Oh, my goodness. Man, having him for next year, Seahawks defensive line gets even scarier. Derek Hall, 2 sacks. Spoon, 2 sacks. I think Byron Murphy got 1.5. Riley Mills got 1. Leonard Williams got 1 called back. Jaron Reed was an anchor in the middle. Uchenna Nwosu, biggest play of the night. Ernest Jones and Drake Thomas were studs in the running game, and they couldn't throw for shit other than a stupid bust by Reek Woolen, of course. They couldn't throw for shit all game. All game, there was nothing. Josh Jobe had like some huge breakups, a huge tackle too. My goodness. You know, one thing that I was always, for the first 2 years of Mike McDonald's tenure, so I was very curious. Why have we not gotten a gigantic nose tackle? because Mike Macdonald had Michael Pierce, like the most ginormous guy alive, on his defensive line. And like we play our nose tackles are Jaron Reed and Byron Murphy, who aren't, they're big, good defensive tackles, but I don't think either of us would call them a nose tackle.
No.
And it has not mattered. It has not mattered the entire time of Mike Macdonald's tenure. He plays a 3-4, although we don't really play 3-4. That whole distinction's kind of bunk and dead at this point. Like, we basically play a sub 3-4 with 4-2-5 over G with the two stand-up outside ends, but like we just don't have that. We can just absolutely suffocate the run in nickel all game long. It's really quite impressive. I mean, part of it is the players, but it's really impressive. One thing I was worried about, one of the few things I was worried about, was Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels were going to dial up something tricky. Some trick play, they're going to kill us with it. They're going to go for it on fourth down and get us and keep us on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing came out of that worry, even though they've done it all season. They just weren't in the position to do it. And the best way to describe this Seahawks defense this season is suffocating. They squeeze the life out of you, squeeze the oxygen out of you with a pass rush, with stopping the run and excellent coverage. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's just hard to do anything against them unless you're Matt Stafford or Baker Mayfield in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Or Philip Rivers had a pretty solid game against us. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but a lot of that had to do with just that game being in general really weird.
But the Seahawks defense was absolutely suffocating almost all season long. I want to give a shout out to the special teams unit, Jason Myers, who I've hated for many years. Set the record for most points in a he set the record for most field goals in a Super Bowl and most points in a season. He beat LaDainian Tomlinson's record, although it counts playoffs, and it's in the 17-game era, but still impressive. But it shows you, and this game also shows you how Mike Macdonald is kind of zigged against the NFL's reliance on analytics going for it, not taking three. Mike Macdonald was very comfortable taking three all game because he knew his defense was good enough where it's like, all right, we got points on the board. That's totally fine. They ain't freaking scoring. Dude, the Seahawks defense was so pissed that they let them score. On the sidelines, they were pissed. What else?
Well, speaking
Michael
of
Dixon.
This is later in the game, but the shot of when it looked like the Patriots might finally have a shot to maybe get back in it, and then Drake Maye throws the pick, and just the reaction of the Patriots defense on the side.
Oh, that was a great reaction. Shout out to the Patriots defense, man. They balled out.
I mean, honestly, like, if Drake Maye isn't absolute garbage, if the Patriots offense in general is an absolute garbage, Christian Gonzalez absolutely had a Super Bowl MVP level performance.
He was excellent. He was excellent. I think it's a touchdown on that JSN PBU if it's a better ball from Sam. I think that's his worst miss of the night. Is that one in the red zone?
Well, and the one where Jason.
I can't blame him on that one. I can't blame him on that one. He was under insane pressure.
Yeah, but he escaped it at that point. All you gotta do is put it on his body. You can even underthrow it at that point. Just don't overthrow it.
I don't know. If you look at the all 22, it's a lot harder than it looked. The way he was moving and how close Patriots defenders actually were to him, not JSN, to Darnold. He wasn't truly escaped. They were right on him. I think he could have put some more air on it maybe, but I think that's just a tough throw in general. Only Russell Wilson and scramblers like him make those throws. I think the miss that was much worse was the skinny post in the red zone. I think if he puts that out in front, that's a touchdown, and it might become a beatdown. Because like the 2 deep balls to Rashid, and I do think the wind did affect that one to JSN on that scramble drill. Those are ones where the wind did play a factor. And getting back to the Patriots offense though, honestly, it's not Drake Maye's fault. That whole offense was not good enough all postseason, honestly.
Yeah. No,
And
honestly, the Patriots offense hasn't, if we're being 100% honest, outside of a select few games, Patriots offense hasn't been good for like a solid month and a half.
No. But hey, assistant coach of the year, Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Going back here. Like, okay, yeah, you went off against the Dolphins team that was tanking. Great. You went off against the Jets team that's tanking. Great. Ravens, there were spots where they looked pretty good, and the offense wasn't the problem against the Bills necessarily. Although
how many did they put up against the awful Bengals defense?
26. And part of that, actually, that was a pick six. There's a pick six in there too, so really only 19.
Yeah. I mean,
It's crazy. Flacco doesn't throw that pick six. The Bengals win that game. That's wild.
That is wild. Like it's not Drake Maye wasn't good, but it wasn't his. It's not like his offense played particularly well around him.
No, he did have loss. Their offense line was also just getting absolutely bullied.
Yeah, and there was no answers to the blitz either.
And now he's still, and he did play poorly. Like I want anyone who thought that Joe Burrow played poorly in his playoff run while he was getting absolutely like just destroyed to watch this Drake Maye playoff run and come back to me, because Joe Burrow's playoff run when he took 20 or 19 sacks in one playoff looks like a god compared to Drake Maye's run where he takes 21, slightly more. At least one more. I think 2 more was what it ultimately ended up being. So yeah, he took 21 sacks during the playoffs. He also played poorly in all 4 games. Joe Burrow played really well in 3 of the 4 games in the playoffs. He just also happened to take 19 sacks in the process. They're very different. So, anyways.
Yeah. But shout out Michael Dixon on an insane Super Bowl performance. He was elite.
Jay honestly, just give the Seahawks. The MVP should have just gone to the entire Seahawks special teams unit.
And your favorite Seahawk?
Oh, of course, Chris Stoll.
There we go.
Yeah, the only guy that was in on all those punts and all those kicks,
Chris Stoll. Very true. Very true. You know who got?
I guess technically Dixon's the holder. Never mind. He was.
Yeah.
Dang it.
You know who got snaps towards the end of the game?
Who's that?
Friend of the pod, Mike Morris.
Oh, Mike Morris. Hell yeah, man. Who would have thought when the Seahawks drafted Mike Morris, they'd be in the Super Bowl 3 years later?
He's assistant team chaplain too.
Oh hell yeah. Nice. He's already got his post career figured out.
I know. Well, he was the guy who tried to go shake Drake Maye's hand, and like Drake Maye was walking away from him. And speaking of Drake Maye, you know who was seeing ghosts?
Drake Maye.
He was seeing ghosts, man. After all that crap about Darnold, how annoying Patriots fans were. And I was saying this all week, or all 2 weeks. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick aren't coming to save you. And they did not. They are not used to what Super Bowls are like without them. They got out-coached, and the players were not ready at all. At all. It shows you the gap between Belichick and Vrabel.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch them mic'd up, you could tell after the first few drives, Patriots weren't ready, and they didn't want it like the Seahawks players wanted it. Those guys, especially on defense, wanted that so bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know who had a really good game?
Who's that?
2 guys. 2 underrated good games. Cooper Kupp had an excellent game, especially when JSN was in concussion protocol. Anthony Bradford was actually really good in the run game. for how much shit he gets from Seahawks fans. He did give up the 1 sack, but I mean, it's Anthony.
I was going to say, he had some tough reps in there, and then there was one run early in the game that he kind of got blown up on, but that's the only one I can remember him on.
But I'm for his standards, though.
Right, yeah.
For how
that's
people
what I'm
were
saying. Like, that's the only one I remember
down.
thinking, like, ooh, Bradford got bullied there.
But people saying, like,
which for him, for me to only think that once is pretty good.
I know. But, like, people say, like, oh, he's going to melt down and be terrible, and Barmore and Milton Williams are going to kill him. They did not. They didn't. He held up in there, man. It's such a complimentary offense to our defense because it's an annoying offense to stop, I would say. And it helps, and it elevates mid players. Like, 2/3, like, Jalen Sundell is a Super Bowl winning center. He was undrafted 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy. I was very sad Robbie Oots was too hurt to go. I was very sad. But Super Bowl winner, Robbie Oots. Count those rings.
Got the rings. Whether you were active or not, you still get the ring.
He was on the sideline. Shout out to AJ Barner catching the lone Seahawks touchdown. Did you see the Cooper Kupp Travis Kelce podcast about it?
I did not know.
He had to adjust his route because the play call came in like mirrored. So the play call came in wrong. So he had to adjust the route. It was very well set up. Like, that's the one thing about Kubiak's offense. It sets things up very well, especially for the late game. That's why we're interviewing 4 in-house candidates for the OC job. What else? What else stands out before I get to the big plays?
Nothing that I can think of.
I can't think of anything. Oh, the called back touchdown from K9. Jalen Sundell. People were so pissed about, like, betting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to the big plays. Byron Murphy recovered fumble. Awesome. Derek Hall just having an insane game after how much I hate. Like, 3 players I absolutely hated us picking. Derek Hall, AJ Barner, and who's the other one? There's another one that I hated that had a good game.
Derek Hall, AJ Barner.
I'm missing it. Whatever. But Derek Hall and AJ Barner having a great game. That was funny as hell. All right. The big game, the nail. Spoon just coming out of a cannon. Knocking the ball out, picked off by Uchenna Nwosu, running like the stiffest man ever down the sideline. He said on mic that his hammy was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Ice in the game. That was excellent, man. We were so hyped at the party. That was so fun. That's the way the dagger should have came.
Yeah, I had to be on defense. Even when Barner got his touchdown, I was like, this doesn't feel right. Someone on defense should have gotten the dagger. They did eventually.
And they did. So, and then shortly thereafter, we don't get to kneel it out. Unfortunately, the Patriots end it. Bummer. They showed the Gatorade color before they splashed them. They spoiled it.
They did. They did. All the people that were making bets, they got us spoiled if they were going to be right or not. Too early.
I don't know if you saw the other angle of the Gatorade bath, but they absolutely nailed them with it too. But it was from like the side. They absolutely soaked them.
No, I missed that one.
Super Bowl MVP. Not there's no bad answer, honestly. If I were to vote, I probably would have said Devon Witherspoon. I thought he had a great game, blitzing and coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Hall, you can make that argument. K9, of course. Uchenna Nwosu, you can have made the argument for him. And then both Myers and Dixon all had valid arguments too. It feels like 20. What's crazy is the Uchenna Nwosu pick 6 looked a lot like the Malcolm Smith pick 6. But There's many, many good choices you could have made. So I can't get mad at that K9 pick. He was excellent in the run game. What about you?
I'm not even ironically saying I think it should have gone Jason Myers.
Honestly,
there's precedent.
Yeah.
It's gone to a kicker before. He
Yeah.
set the record for most points scored by a player in the Super Bowl, or most points scored by a kicker in the Super Bowl. I mean, come on, man. If you're ever going to give it to someone, when the Seahawks offense is not, firing on all cylinders, he's scoring
it was red zone offense. That was the
vast majority of their points. You give it to the guy who's doing his job at that point. I mean, at the end of the day, the Seahawks defense scored as many points as the Seahawks offense did. And their kicker got 15 more. Well, actually 17 more if you count extra points. So, if you look at it, Jason Myers, 17. Seahawks offense, 6. Seahawks defense, 6. I give it to Jason Myers. Unironically, I think Jason... I understand why it went to K9, and I'm not mad that it did because it meant my pick was right. But I unironically would give it to Jason.
I think there's good answers everywhere. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those. I understand the logic behind all of them. I would have voted for Devon Witherspoon personally.
It's fair. Very fair. I honestly, and again, I understand it being K9 because of the yardage totals. I think the way this game went, I would have given it to either a defense player or a special teamer. Because that's the reason they won. I'm not saying their offense was putrid. It wasn't great, but it wasn't putrid. But they won this game through defense and special teams.
Yes.
Because those two units dominated. So I would have given it to either a defense player or a special teamer.
Absolutely. But totally. That's totally understandable and agreeable. Let's get to the other stuff. Bad Bunny, I liked it. It was a good time. It was a party. I speak Spanish. I understand that culture. I understand other people who don't and didn't like it as much because of that. But I had a good time with it.
I didn't hate it. I was pretty indifferent towards it. I know literally nothing about Bad Bunny, so I went in. I was kind of there, and I was like, "Oh, production value's nice, beat's nice. Nothing about his lyrics or everything's going over my head." So. I don't know any of these songs, so I can't be like, oh, it's that song that I really like. So I don't know. I thought the production value on it's good. I don't like that it became a political issue though.
No,
I'm like, because you didn't love it, you must be a Trump supporter, or because you thought it was good, you must be a liberal. Like, no, people can have different tastes in music. So,
I thought it was a very cool celebration of a culture that there's a lot of Americans that are part of that culture and haven't felt it celebrated before. That's totally cool. I've been exposed to that culture since I was 5 years old, so I have a great appreciation for it.
That's fair. That's valid.
Bad Bunny. I like Bad Bunny. I like his music. I've listened to plenty of it, so I liked it. It was cool that there's a huge, broad international audience that really liked it, because I am of the belief that, I love that more people are getting to experience football. That's why I love that, girls flag football is becoming a sanctioned high school sport. Stuff like that. I love broadening football because I love football. More people that get to experience this great sport, the better. Because, there's a bunch of more football fans because of Taylor Swift. And those football fans are psychos.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if we brought the best.
Yeah, we did bring the best.
to borrow unfortunately to borrow a term from our president. I don't know if they sent over the best and brightest. But,
the Swifties, they're not sending their best.
They're not sending their best and brightest. But you know what? That's okay. They're into it. They love it. Once Travis retires, they're all gonna go away. So
I don't know, man. You saw how it's gotten its hooks in me and you.
Yeah, that was a little different. I mean, they're there for one reason.
I don't know. I think they're there right now because they like football.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
I'm not as optimistic. I'm not gonna lie. I think as soon as he retires, they're all gonna go back. They're gonna go away again.
Time will tell. But,
Unfortunately,
what
it's also
else?
been there's a pretty big overlap between some of the more toxic sides of especially Chiefs fandom. So
With the
maybe I'm
Swifties?
just quietly rooting for most of them to go away.
That's totally fair. Well, they're sure gonna be quiet next year.
That's true.
Start speaking Chris Oladokin.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If that's even if I mean, I know Kelsey says he's coming back, but he's a free agent. Like unless he comes back on a massive discount, the Chiefs
Come
are
back where?
60 mil. The Chiefs are 60 million over the cap right now. Like, why bring him back? But that's not my problem to worry about. So
Nope. Start learning Tennessee Titans, Travis.
there you go. There you go.
Oh, he's an Ohio boy.
Oh hell no, I don't want him. Are you kidding me? I'd rather have David Njoku, honestly. If I'm bringing
David
in
Njoku's
a
a good
tight end,
player.
yeah, no, I'm not. I'm serious. Like he already
Why
tweeted
would
he's not
that's
coming
like?
back to the Browns.
I'd rather be eating a cheeseburger right now. That's what.
Oh well,
that
no.
statement
That's
was.
what I'm saying. Like if I'm like having to pick up a free agent tight end, it's like,
Okay.
well, David Njoku already said he doesn't want to come back to the Browns this year. You know, he's stealing from a division rival. He's already shown he can play well in the AFC North. Yeah, that's the guy to go after.
All right. Post game, Mike McDonald in disbelief, the way he's looking. On Mike, he's like, "It's over. We just won the Super Bowl." That's how he said it, like that. It's over. We just won the Super Bowl. He's a psycho, man. He is a psycho. What else? Awesome that Jody got to raise her Lombardi on her own right. Just an awesome celebration. The players having so much fun in the locker room, in the 49ers home locker room. I forget which player said it, but like they're going to need new carpets in the 49ers locker room. But let's talk about this thing I love so much. Not only how much I love the team, but the journey and narrative that they got to go on. Beat the Niners at home. Beat the Rams at home. Avenge Super Bowl 49, as well as the Seeing Ghosts game in the 49ers stadium. There's not going to be anything drawn up as perfectly as that ever again. That's why I enjoy it so much. Like some people are sad, like, oh, this is probably going to be the best thing ever. It's like, that's awesome then, huh? Let's be happy. Let's enjoy it. Rather than being sad that, oh, it might not ever happen again.
Yeah, don't smile because it's over. Or don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Right now. All the reason to be happy right now. Like, how amazing is that path, though, Beau? How perfect.
Yeah, it's about as good as you could hope for. It's I couldn't draw it up much better. I'd say the only Bengals could have had a better path, close to better, a few years ago. Their own version of it. I don't know about better, but their own version of it being the Ravens and then Joe Burrow going into Buffalo and stomping Josh Allen. If they just beaten the Chiefs, that would have been a perfect path.
Where was the Super Bowl that year, though?
That year was in Arizona, so there's no connection. That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Just incredible, man. It's so much ammunition to use against Niners fans for years. That's even better than the Thanksgiving turkey. Even better than that one. Sam Darnold raising the Lombardi on Levi Stadium.
Yeah, Levi Stadium's been very, very kind to the Seahawks.
Yes, it has.
You gotta bring Candlestick back if you're the Niners. See how many pieces of it you're still around.
That thing's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, geez, it's been over 10 years since it's been.
All right, parade time. They did it smart this time. They did the program before the parade, and it didn't have a 2-hour delay like last time. Mike McDonald walking out with the Lombardi Trophy, just aura-farming. Gray Zabel with like a bunch of Busch Lights. Bad day to be a Busch Light. They posted, I think it must be sponsored by them because the Busch Light official Instagram posted that. AJ Barner looking like a pimp. He's Travis Kelce's legitimate son, basically, or illegitimate son. Who else? John Schneider being absolutely drunk when he was speaking. Mike McDonald recording everything. The Ernest Jones shirts along with other people's shirts. That other people had the same shirt. A bunch of guys still had their MOB chains. What are the other highlights of it? Ernest Jones reprising the "fuck you" remark. Do you see that?
I think so. Yeah.
He's like on the stage. He's like, anyone who has anything to say about my quarterback, my O-line, my defense, or the city of Seattle, I got 2 words for you. Fuck you. And then AJ Barner did we do not care. We did not care, and we still don't care.
That's the thing. If we
drunk as hell.
I was about to say if. I'm going to choose to believe and say when. When we get a Bengals Super Bowl parade, I know Burrow on the mic is going to be like, no, it's going to be nothing. But you get Jamal on the mic. Oh man, get Jamal on the mic and every single. He'll probably just roast the hell out of the Chiefs. Give him a mic and give him a ring, and the Chiefs are done. They will. They're going to get soundbited into oblivion. Literally no other team.
Oh,
So
yeah.
whatever team we play in the Super Bowl will probably get away with scotch-free. But the Chiefs, he's just going to go on a tirade. He's going to destroy their entire organization, and I can't wait for it.
Nice.
And then there'll be nothing from him. Karras will be great.
Drunk. Cooper Kupp was pretty drunk. Who else? Who am I missing? Leonard Williams wasn't. Sam Darnold was maybe a little bit, but he was just thanking everyone. Mike McDonald wasn't. John Schneider was the drunkest out of all of them. He shouted out Paul Allen. He was talking about angels for half of it. He was very incoherent, man. Shouted out Paul Allen, which was awesome. He was tossing out little baby Jesuses at the parade. Little tiny
I
little.
did see that. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know some people who I grew up with said that he goes to the big cathedral supposedly, and they've seen him there. I'd never been there. St. James. But that's kind of a faux pas. Be like, oh my gosh, it's Josh Schneider. Yeah, he was the drunkest out of all of them. They had a big Bud Light sponsored keg that Derek Hall accidentally broke. Oh, Sam Darnold and K9 at Disneyland hung over on the teacups.
Oh, I did see that. That was
they were hung over on the teacups, man. Then parade time, Abe Lucas got hit in the head by a stoplight because he's 6'8". He's standing on top of a double-decker bus that passed under a stoplight. Bonk. Ernest Jones getting off the bus. AJ Barner dancing around drunk off his ass. Gray Zabel scaring me by sitting off of the bus on the back. Very scary. Don't do it, Gray. I need you, buddy. Sam Darnold got off the bus. Ernest Jones got off the bus. Quandre Diggs was there because, he's technically on the team and gets a ring. And he drank a fan's tequila. Rashid Shaheed was really drunk. He tweeted parade 1, Sheed 0. Clint Kubiak was there. They let him go. Sam Darnold was waving around a flag. He got pretty drunk towards the end of it. Leonard Williams was looking gigantic around normal people. Very funny. What are the other highlights from it? Nope. Did you see Marshawn snuck up on Mike McDonald at the Super Bowl in the pregame?
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
What a throwback, man. They just let him off the sideline. I guess you're a photographer or whatever. But yeah, no, it was a great parade, man. It was a great parade. And they were just loving it. And that's it for the Super Bowl fun. What a time it was.
There you go.
I've just been basking in it, retweeting everything I can see. Sorry for clouding up your Twitter with all my retweets.
Oh no, you're good, man. I've been clouding it up with plenty of my own retweets. What have I been locked in on the past couple days? Probably mostly QB discourse, because that's what I'm usually on.
Oh, did you see Nick Imamori's mom?
Oh yeah, I saw that days before. Yeah,
That was awesome, man. Oh, touchdown, Super Bowl. Yay. It's like very disappointed that his son's not a doctor, or her son's not a doctor.
Oh yeah, you hear the big news for me on Sunday, other than winning some money, was out of Cincinnati reported that Vikings fans that for some stupid reason still seem to think they're getting Joe Burrow. Ian Rappaport, just like Danny Orsini before you, and just like every single Bengals reporter before her, put you in a locker. You will get Geno Smith, and you will like it. Burrow ain't going nowhere. But then also report that they're thinking of franchise tagging Trey Hendrickson. Whether it's a tag and trade or whether it's actually keeping him was not made clear. I certainly hope it's the former, because I don't want to soak up $30 million in cap space for a 31-year-old edge rusher who played 7 games last year. Just me.
I just sent you my favorite picture from the parade.
Hold on, I'll pull it up in a second. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up in a second. Hold on, let's see. I'm beefing right now. I'm actually in a QB discourse beef at the moment. Honestly,
as one should. Be the biggest hater.
Yep.
Yeah, no. The idea that Burrow's going to get traded is the most ridiculous thing ever. Players like that just don't get traded.
Right. Well, and then there was the report that there's an NFL team pushing to expand how many
picks you can trade.
Can trade, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's the Vikings trying to trade for Burrow." That's what they're trying to do, and it's like, dog, the Dolphins offered 4 first-rounders before the draft. What makes you think being able to trade 5 first-rounders now is going to move Cincinnati at this point?
You know who's the most vindicated man in the world? Marcus Lawrence. That's
true. He was right. He called a shot.
And then, Ernest Jones tweeting at Puka, because Puka was like tweeted about Sam Darnold. It's like Ernest Jones tweets, "Ain't your goofy ass ain't your ass at home, goofy ass." Dude, Puka's been on some self-destruction lately. I'm not gonna lie.
To be fair, he came out and said the Sam Darnold laughing emoji tweet wasn't like clowning him. It was like laughing at like him refusing to let a Patriots player help him up.
Oh, we're in the spin zone.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I mean, I don't see why you're tweeting Sam Darnold laughing with 2 minutes left in the Super Bowl when he's,
I don't know.
Up.
Let me clown. Let me hate.
Yeah.
Also, the completion of the helmet totem pole, very cool. People want versions of them.
Mm-hmm. The Bone Temple.
The Bone Temple, yes. I saw a funny tweet. It'll probably be hard to dig up, but it was like, let me try. I might find it, but it was like Seahawks, turns out one of the best owners you can have in football is a dead owner.
Jeez.
And it's like Seahawks fans should like erect the bones of Paul Allen as their owner on a throne above where the truck is.
My goodness.
I was like, I think probably 90% of Seahawks fans would be very happy with that. Just Paul Allen being eternal owner of the Seahawks.
There you go.
Paul Allen has done a whole lot more good stuff than Bill Gates ever has. And Bezos and all the Howard Schultz. All those a-holes. Shout out Paul Allen.
Shout out Paul Allen. That's right. Oh, man. What else? What else is there?
You see that picture I sent you?
I did.
Pretty solid, huh?
There you
Cal
go.
Raleigh was at the Super Bowl.
Dude, there's a bunch of Mariners at the Super Bowl.
Josh Naylor was.
Yeah, I saw Naylor was. I saw Wu and Kirby were both there too. There were a bunch of Mariners. They're all representing. They're repping for the city. Repping for the city.
What an exciting time to be a Seattle sports fan. There's more momentum about the Sonics right now too.
Yep. Oh yeah, it sounds like that could be as early as next month. We could get something figured out.
All right, what's there to talk about next? Is there anything else we want to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, they announced combine invites, but I figured we could talk about that more next week. Honestly,
do we want to do a mock? What do we want to do? Have we talked about awards?
We talked about awards last week.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I guess we haven't talked about award winners. No, we haven't talked about it. Wait, no, we did on the pod. Never mind. We did talk about it on the pod. That's right, because we did it Thursday night after they announced the awards. I'm fine to do a mock if we want to do a quick one. It's 11:45 for me, but we can do a quick one.
Your call, buddy.
Let's save it for next week. Let's make this a Super Bowl exclusive episode, and then next week we'll really dive into draft season.
Just basking in the joy.
Yeah, just bask in the glory. I know this one was like this was a victory lap episode. For sure.
It was.
Which enjoy that, man. Hey, your team earned it. You earned that.
Never know when these things come around.
Yeah, unfortunately. So enjoy it while it's here. Enjoy. If you look at early betting trends, I want to say Seahawks are number 2 right now in Super Bowl odds for next year.
It's so hard to repeat, man.
The Rams are back ahead of them. Bengals are the lowest they've been since the pre-56 days.
Seahawks OC news. How about that? So they're interviewing Outen, Janoko, Peets, and the tight ends coach Mac Brown, I think. Mac Wilson, Mac Brown, as the in-house candidates. There was talk earlier about like Arthur Smith or like maybe Hank Fraley, who we were interested in last year. I wouldn't see that happening this year because and same with Mike Kafka. I wouldn't see Kafka or Fraley happening because they're not outside zone guys, and like Janoko is and Outen is. Pete's, I don't know if he truly is, but he did some really good stuff with the pass game. I think the way you bridge that gap is probably with Janoko, because he was the quarterback coach and he's an outside zone guy. I think it's definitely between Pete, Janoko, and Outen with me. Although Mike McDonald supposedly really likes the tight ends coach. Those are my 3, and honestly, I'm fine with any of them. I trust. I at this point I feel like I trust McDonald with hires. So we'll see what comes of that. But I want an in-house person. I want continuity. I want to keep running the outside zone system. It worked really well for us.
Yep. I hear you.
No Brennan Carroll.
No Brennan Carroll. Okay. No, God, please, no.
Anything that we can do to keep John Benton. That's what I want. People think he might stay.
I guess we'll see.
Unless he gets like an OC gig.
The Raiders staff is probably being put together as we speak. So.
Yep. Yes, it is. We'll have to see what happens.
That's right. Anything else? Anything else to talk about? I know, like I said, they announced combine invites yesterday. We'll do that whole breakdown probably in next week's pod.
All the Huskies we thought would go are going, I believe.
Yep.
Coleman, Denzel, both corners, and Carver.
Yep.
Carver had a great Senior Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't
and so did Ephesians.
I'm surprised. I was a little disappointed Sicario dropped out, but I'm also not too surprised. Same with Coleman.
They're banged up.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing else really. Next week we really dive into draft season.
Yes, sir.
We'll do the combine preview at that point. We'll probably do our first, maybe even a 2-round mock next week. We'll see if we want to get spicy.
I gotta study up, man. I've been so bought in on the regular season.
That's right. I got a month and a half head start on you. You got some homework this week.
I do.
I got. Let's see, how many draft profiles do I have ready here? I have about 560.
Cool. I am way
Get to work.
Oh yeah, I gotta start studying up, my friend. I probably after picks.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, that's with Trinidad though. He's going back to school, so I gotta take Trinidad off here.
I think after pick 60 this year, probably after the top 60, I'm pretty lost. So I gotta start doing my homework, man. I know I'm behind. I'm
doing the homework. Yeah, you do still have 2.5 months. You do still have 2.5 months.
I suppose
I won't start panicking quite yet. I won't start panicking yet.
Hey, Tina's
You'll
been
probably
here the whole time. I didn't know that. A Super Bowl in your first full year of life. How lucky are you?
She was celebrating with you.
Dude, friend of the pod, Russell, his kids are like the most spoiled Seattle sports fans ever. Seattle sports have only been good in their life for the most part. Mariners have been competent.
Right.
Seahawks, excellent. We have the Kraken, and we might get the Sonics too. Huskies on a great run. How lucky are those kids, huh?
Uh-oh.
You there, buddy?
I'm disconnecting. What the heck's going on here? I can hear.
All right, we should wrap it up then, huh?
I'm super listening. That's about as good of a cue as ever. It's time to wrap it up when the glitches start happening. All right, here we go. Well, that is it for this edition of the West Coast Draft Podcast, the Victory Lap edition, because that's what it was. Flex the Champ shirt. There it is. Next week is draft season. We're getting all into it. I'm very excited because, like I said, I've got a month and a half head start on Mr. Joking in here. Pretty soon it'll be free agency season as well. That'll be very exciting.
Sad for that. I'm very sad about that.
You cannot pay me. I can't wait for that personally because it's all the Bengals need a quick turnaround the defense side of the ball, and if Ian Rappaport's to be believed, it sounds like they might be willing to spend some moolah to make it happen this year. So we'll see how that goes. That's it for this edition of the West Coast Draft Podcast. Pleasure as always, Mr. Joking. Congratulations on your ring. Your team's ring. I don't know if they'll be sending you one. They should though. They should. Any closing thoughts?
If one of us is Super Bowl champions, all of us are Super Bowl champions.
No, it's just
if one of us click like, all of us click like. If one of us subscribe, all of us subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Drive safe, folks. Especially if you're in downtown Seattle and you've been having a little bit too much fun at a parade. I'll just say that.
You're a bicyclist trying to get